All right, so good evening, Rob. I appreciate your time today.
No
Now
problem.
I was on my way home from the gym, jumped on Twitter, and I noticed you called out professional heavyweight boxer Alen Babic. Can you tell me what
hmm
motivated this?
Uh, I was I was on Twitter. You see these live broadcasts that you can do now.
Yeah,
Uh, Enzo and McAnally was doing one. Obviously, I follow Enzo and got a great deal of time and respect for him. So I logged in to see what he was saying, and I requested to speak to him briefly, just to see just if he had any tips for getting me my name out there. Because obviously I'm not under any promotional banner. I'm not under Matchroom, there's like the Zone, uh, or Boxer, Sky, nothing like that. And I'm a 10-0 fighter, and I'm a good fighter. Uh, so I just was asking them for basically a little bit of advice, how to get my name out there. I explained to him I was a career light heavyweight. I had a lot of time out and like with hand injuries. Uh, and I came back into sport just before COVID, back at heavyweight, and then the lockdowns happened, and then obviously the restrictions lifted again, and I boxed again at heavyweight again, but lighter, like a small heavyweight, about what Babic weighs, uh, and I came. That was on the 3rd of December, just gone, uh, and I stopped a kid that doesn't really get stopped, like blew him away. Uh, and so I explained that to Enzo live on the thing. He had like hundreds of listeners listening, and I just thought, is any? And he just said, "I've got the perfect one for you. Call out Alen Babic. Call out Alen Babic, because I don't want to say what he said, but he said you'll beat him. You'll beat Alen Babic. Call him out now." And I went, and I sat there and thought about it. I went, right, I want to do it now. I'm just going to upload the it only lasted like 2 minutes in my last fight. I got him out in the first round, but I just put a little clip of his ending the fight and just thought, how then? You're 10-0, I'm 10-0. Let's get it on. Someone's always got to go.
yeah, I saw the clip of that fight. It was a good knockdown. I actually met Babic recently. I interviewed him in person.
Like him,
Was
me. I've got nothing against him. I just think I can beat him. And like, I've been doing it since I was that big. I've been boxing since I was this high. I've had a million amateur fights. Babic is I've got a lot of respect for him. He's very fit, very game, and he's very tough, and he's very strong. He's powerful, but that's not gonna take you all the way to the top. Listen, he's had 10 fights and blew 10 people away. You've got to have serious power to do that. Uh, like, people will say, well, you can't punch. You're not a puncher. I've only stopped 3 out of 10. But when I was coming up, I was matched with journeymen that are there to survive. Like, they're there. They're not. Like, they'll throw 3 punches in the round, hold on, just make it look ugly. Like, they're not trying to win. They're just trying to survive and get a paycheck at the end of the day. So they're hard to knock out. The ones that really don't want to be knocked out. The ones that come and fight, like the one you saw in my last fight.
yeah,
He came to fight. And he got took out in 2 minutes. So 2 minutes 9 seconds. Babic will come to fight. Babic will come straight at me, and I don't think, like, he's got serious power. Listen, if I switched off for a second, he would put me lights clean out. I know that. I'm not stupid. Like I said, I've been doing it since I was this high, 10 years old. But I'll be moving my head. I've got a boxing IQ, like a very high one. Like, he's never been in with anyone with a high boxing IQ, I don't believe. I've seen him every time he's been hit of big lads. They've wobbled, they give him a little wobble, and if I hit you, you stay and hit. So, see that last fight, the lad the lad wasn't recovered, and so thoroughly shot straight back up. His legs were gone from underneath him. So I knew it was just like, because when I first go to take, well, he come to me first. He steps on me, stupidly, but then I take a bit of composure because I like to think I'm quite schooled in the art of boxing, and I just thought, listen, take your time, and just have a little look, and I found the openings, got the gap, and got him out. So I honestly think I could do that to Babic. And listen, do you know what I would do? If I got the opportunity to fight Alen Babic, I would beat him, and then I would say bye bye heavyweights, bye bye bridgerweight, wherever this is, because I'm going down to cruiserweight. I'm no heavyweight, neither is Alen Babic. For all I think he's stuck in the middle where he's one of them bridges, isn't he?
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I think they've got. I think I'm just dreaming, to be fair, because they've got their eyes on bridgerweight world titles like Oscar Rivas and things. But it would just be nice. I just thought I'll take on Big Enzo's advice.
Yeah,
and it's not really my style. I like, but the talent doesn't do it for you anymore. Like,
no.
And I am a talented fighter. Like, I'm not blowing my own horn. But I am. I know I am. I can punch hard with both hands. But I've just flew under the radar. Obviously had a lot of time out with hand injuries, years out. Put on a lot of weight. That's how I had to come back heavyweight. But yeah, I've lost my train of thought. Where was that? But I'm coming back down to cruiserweight. Like, I'm not a cruiserweight. I mean, I'm not a heavyweight. I'm a cruiser. I still think I could possibly do light heavy, but I'm 34 now, so maybe it's a little bit of a push.
So you're a smallish heavyweight, really?
6 foot. Yeah, I'm tiny. I mean, Mike Tyson was 5'10", and he's arguably one of the best heavyweights ever, but I'm not Mike Tyson.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. But listen, I do agree with you. I think boxing's different these days, where, as Enzo's advised you, you do need to promote yourself. You do need to have
that's it. He said it's you have to go. I said it's not really my style, that ends, and he went, I know, but it's just the modern game. It's just the way it is now. This generation, the new generation of boxing, you have to be on social media, on platforms. You see kids with phones and stuff. My 6-year-old's got an iPhone 13. He's got a newer iPhone than me. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's like they're all on social media. So this is a lot of. See, I don't want to like. I don't badmouth anyone. I'm not mentioning any names, but there's a lot of bad fighters out there that have got. Well, look at Jake Paul and that. They're YouTubers, and now they're turning to boxing because they're so famous from the social media followings. Do you know what I mean?
Of course, yeah.
So I just went, right, I'll do. It wasn't disrespectful. I just said, you're 10-0, I'm 10-0. I'd like a good scalp. You're the one for me, Alen.
Well, listen, I'm an honest guy. I'll always give my honest opinion. I don't think there's anything wrong with calling someone out. You've done it in a respectful way. I think it's a good possible fight. I mean, but even the same with me. I do YouTube videos. I've interviewed Eddie Hearn. I've recently interviewed Tim Witherspoon. So obviously, when I try and get hold of these people, I'm not disrespectful. And obviously, they could turn around and say, you know, why should I let you interview me? You're not as famous as such and such. But all you do is ask, and the opportunity either comes or it doesn't. So I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think a fight can happen with you and Babic. If it doesn't happen next, what other fights do you see for yourself out there?
See, I know when my next fight is. I know when it is. It's in March. It's just at the end of March. And before this, like, I'm doing cruiserweight. I'll tell you now, I'm doing cruiserweight. I am doing cruiserweight for the end of March. So I'm already in camp. It's 10 weeks away. So I'm targeting what my coach did. He just took because I'm ranked 16th in Britain in the heavyweights. And I mean, I'm like 8 behind Derek Chisora. Like, I've got fucking no business being there. You know what I mean, mate? Not like,
Yeah,
I don't belong. Like, I'm not a heavyweight. So, I was like, right, we'll get the cruiserweight next. So, ranked 16th in the heavyweight rankings on BoxRec and in the boxing news and stuff. So if I get a good win at cruiserweight, I'll just jump straight into the top 10. Now Chris Billum Smith has vacated the British Commonwealth and he didn't have the English, but the English title's now vacant. I'll have any one of those three. Like, beat a good name. I'm in contention. I'm 11-0, looking to fight for one of them. So I'm asking me my manager Phil to get me an 8 or 10 rounder, so I can compete in a 12-round fight, because I've only ever done 6s.
Okay. Obviously, you want to progress to the higher levels. Are you I saw a few of your tweets. Are you friends with April Hunter and Joe Laws? I think they seem to know you.
Very friendly, yeah. He's in the same gym as them.
Obviously, both of those fighters have got quite big profiles. For me, I think Joe Laws is an exciting fighter. Obviously, had that loss. He's coming back from it. April Hunter lost recently as well, but obviously, there's nothing wrong with losing.
I was backstage with her. Like, I walked out with her. I didn't do a ring walk. I was like sat ringside with her. And that's how close I am to April.
Okay.
Like, I was in the back room when she was warming up and stuff. Like, I was a +1 that night.
Oh, really? Okay. So you're quite. Listen,
I'm very, very close to April. Yeah.
Listen, even Muhammad Ali lost fights. As long as you can come back.
Yeah.
But where do you see those two going from here, and how well do you know them?
I know them very, very well. I used to train like I said, they both used to train in the same gym as me, and I'm close to both of them. Joe's got Eddie Hearn's number. Joe texted Eddie Hearn an hour ago, instead of tagged in a tweet. Have a look at it. It's me good friend of mine. Know what he say? It's me mucker.
Yeah, slang.
He said, get a look at him. He said him and Alen Babic will sell out the arena in Newcastle. So, and then he sent us another screenshot saying, look, he's seen it. So he'll be having a look at you now, and maybe he's doing having some phone calls, doing a little bit of homework on you.
Okay, that's nice of him. I'm not sure. I might go to the press conference on Wednesday. I've interviewed Eddie Hearn before. He knows me by now. But that's just the way boxing is. You mentioned a little thing here. Over time, your name builds. What future fights?
If I don't get this fight,
yeah,
just by mentioning his name, I'm not trying to like live off anyone else's name or anything, but I just want to build my profile. I want people to know who I am. Come and see me fight. I'm a good fighter. So just by everyone retweeting that and sharing it, I got like 250 followers in half an hour. It was mad. I've never had that. It was crazy. And I was in 250 followers, but still, I just like, whoa. People are like, start, oh, who's this? That's all I want. And but I'm not just doing it. I'm not just saying it for a following. I'm saying it because I think I can genuinely beat Babic. I can beat him, and then that just shoots me into the limelight. And then I just go by heavyweights because I'm not a heavyweight. I'll see you later. I'm dropping down to cruiserweight. I'm scheduled to fight in March. The end of March.
I hear you. Well, have you ever thought about trying to get on some undercards? Have you ever boxed on the same card as Joe or April? Try and get some of those more high profile.
I've been a pro since 2011.
Yeah.
But I had seven years out with a hand injury that I thought I was never going to recover from. And I put an astronomical amount of weight on, ridiculous amount of weight. I was huge. I've lost 6 stone sitting here now talking to you.
Wow.
Yeah, 6 stone. Like, I met my coach at the minute, Nicky, and he raps hands. Without him, I couldn't box, I couldn't punch, I couldn't train. Like he has to wrap my hands every day before I train. I can't use, the Velcro ones where you just
I know what you mean. Yeah.
I can't use them. I need proper gauze, proper tape. I need like a fight prepped hand, like hands, because I've just got glass hands. I smashed it in me, I think it was my 7th pro fight on a journeyman's forehead.
Oh wow, yeah. No, it's
So,
a shame.
I'm the light heavyweight then, and that's where my career was going. I was going up, but I was on the rise, and stopped a couple of kids that hadn't been stopped. But like, you get matched. I got my mama getting matched with a couple of kids, and they had the same manager as the kids that I'd stopped, and so they knew I could punch, so they were just hanging on for dear life, just for. There's one of them on YouTube. There's a fight on YouTube against James Tucker. I think, yeah, James Tucker. Good lad, nice lad. But he throws about 3 punches in the whole fight. So it's like I'm wet. Like I was still a young pro then. I was only 5. I think it was my 5th fight. But I was a little bit wary because anyone can punch in those 10-ounce gloves was just one straight one over the top and you can shut your lights out. So I was a little bit wary, but I like the hard to get out of there, the ones that don't want to be stopped. And these journeymen are tough and they hang on, and like some of the elite can't get them out, but
I understand. Obviously, you box. Your opinion's more relevant than people who don't box. Obviously, you know what you're talking about. But from some of the comments you've been making, can you tell me what are some of the more difficult sides of boxing? So obviously you've mentioned injuries, you've mentioned not being able to get the bigger fights. What would you say some of the difficult challenges of being a professional fighter?
For me,
or anyone in general.
I don't know about. I can't speak for anyone. Everyone's different. But for me, diet. I hate dieting. I hate having to, like, people don't see what you do. Like, people just see the fight. People don't see the 8-10 weeks leading up to it. Like living on like sometimes I remember pulling into before my last fight. I was a couple of weeks out, starting to cut on water and stuff, and starting to like restrict what I'm eating because I had to. The fight was, although it was at heavyweight, it was made at 16 stone, so I had to be. They wouldn't. Well, I could come in at 16.5. They took it anyway, but anyway, I had to come in at a certain weight. If I'd come in at 17 stone or something, they would have said no. So I was restricting myself, and I remember pulling up the gym, just being absolutely knackered. And I went, and I was thinking to myself, why are you doing this? Why do you do this? And just because I love it, really. That's why. And like the feeling that I got when I stopped them and I won was unbelievable. That high of the adrenaline of winning, it's unbelievable. It's like if you could bottle or manufacture that drug, that adrenaline, and sell it from a pharmacist, you'd be a zillionaire, But that's why we do it. But I would say making weight for me, that's the horrible. Like, I enjoy training. I enjoy running and everything else. All sides of training and getting fit. I love it. I love being fit. But that's the easy part. That is the easy part. The hard part is the other 22 hours of the day you're not training, when you and you have to sleep. You've got to get your sleep right, and you've got to eat right. You've got to count your calories, count what you're doing, and I can't have that. I can't go and socialize. I can't have a drink with my mates when they're out of the. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
That's the killer for me. Making weight. I think no boxer enjoys making weight. I don't think. And you have to sort of live it, because if you don't, boxers tend to balloon in weight because they've been. I mean, if you unless you're a heavyweight, I suppose, or some people have got genetics, good genetics, where they can eat what they want and they don't really balloon in size. Frotch used to say it a lot. He said he was blessed with like Polish genes or something. His grandmother and grandfather were Polish, and he said he didn't really put too much on. I mean, he wouldn't have pigged out, I imagine. I still think he would have kept to a sort of diet when he wasn't in camp. But if you look at him now, he still looks in shape when he's commentating and stuff. So, but my genes, I look at something and put the weight on. Like, I've got to seriously cut out what I'm doing.
It's that easy.
That easy. I put it, well, from when I weighed in, I put a stone on in 5 hours. I put 14 pounds on in 5 hours after I weighed in my last fight.
All right. On a more positive note, Rob, what have been some of your favourite fights that you've attended or you've watched in general? What fights have you enjoyed recently?
Fights that I've watched. Oh, I tell you what I did like. Cheeseman and Troy Williamson. He's another Northeast lad. Brilliant turn him. British champion now. What a fight that was, back and forwards. But I didn't know if... I knew how good Troy was, but I didn't know if he was going to be mature enough to handle what Cheeseman was going to bring to the table, because Cheeseman's been in some wars. But he did, and he took him out brilliantly. So I thought I was very impressed with that. I liked that. I loved the last Wilder Fury fight as well. I couldn't believe what I was watching with some at times. The backwards and forwards there.
Yeah, both getting dropped.
It was unreal.
Yeah,
I
it
couldn't
was
believe
exciting.
it. I was. My heart was in my mouth like when I thought Fury, because I thought he was going to take him out. I thought Fury was going to get took out. Obviously, I was rooting for the Gypsy King.
He's done extremely well. What are some of the biggest fights you want to see in British boxing?
Fury Joshua's going to happen, hasn't it? Fury Joshua has to happen. Like, it's just it's one of them. It's like what's the ones that have went past over the years. I can't think. None springing to mind at the minute. But
Ricky Hatton, Junior Witter.
Yeah, or Hatton, or
Froch Calzaghe.
Froch Calzaghe. Although I don't think Froch would have been. I think both in the prime would have been the better fight, because I don't think Froch would have been. Like, I still think it would have been a good fight, but I think Calzaghe had had a little bit too much at that time. Like, a few years later, as Froch progressed in his career, I think that's when he would have been more of a threat to Calzaghe. Like, after his Jermaine Taylor fight, after, you know what I mean? Like, after Kessler 1 and 2, then fought him. Then he, like, after, like, even... Aye, exactly. So, I don't know. There's none immediately springing to mind, but we've got to see Fury Joshua, haven't we? I mean, it's a must.
I'd love to see it, but the problem is, if Joshua rematches Usyk, do you think he can beat him?
No. Joshua, another one. I want to see Usyk Fury. I want to see Usyk Fury, because that is basically a smaller Tyson, a little bit faster, maybe a little bit more elusive Tyson Fury. I think Alexander Usyk is a smaller version of Tyson Fury. The only man to beat Usyk is Fury, because his size, as they say, a good big one always beats a good little one. But I mean, Usyk isn't good. He's exceptional. He's phenomenal. But I think Joshua, the only chance Joshua's got is to blow Usyk away. He has to completely throw caution to the wind and go for him, try and take him out. But in the same breath, you do that, Alexander Usyk, he walks you onto one and he's going to flatten you. Now, I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. I mean, these people that say Joshua should just go after him and do that. Yeah, but
well, easier
you know,
said than done.
yeah.
It's because that's what he wants you to do. He's setting traps. He's setting those traps for you. Well, like Joshua tried to keep it long and try to box, didn't he? But he's used to that. He's like he knows how to get inside. He's an Olympic gold medal winner, and I mean, and so is Joshua. But it's. I don't think it's really the same. Like there's just he's had I think something like 200-300 amateur fights. Usyk, phenomenal,
Like that, yeah.
ridiculous. But I would like to see. I would like to see a few Usyk as well. That would be good.
No, of course it would. I respect Joshua, but I just think Usyk's a more developed fighter. But we'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been following the whole situation with Dylan White? Because I think a lot of us, for me, I'm objective. I don't take sides. But my opinion, I think Dylan White should just take the money, just take the opportunity and fight Fury instead of, trying to ask for more, whatever. What's your
I haven't
thought?
really been following it. I know that he's been
Oh.
in line to fight for the WBC. Well, I saw it. I have. I know what you're saying because I saw Fury giving him a bit of grief on bit stick on Twitter or something. But Dylan White's been in line for this WBC title for about 4 years now, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's quite a long time, yeah.
Like, I don't just fight. Just if you want to be a world champion, I would just go for it.
But the problem is, so he's been offered 20%, and he says that's not enough. He wants more.
Well,
I'm saying if you think you can beat Fury, look, just go ahead, win, and now you're going to become you're going to have all the
20% isn't a lot. Like I can see why he's twisting and not like that. If that's the case, if that's the offer, 20%, it'll still be a lot of money. But I mean, he's worth more than that. Dylan White's an improved fighter. Like over the last 3-4 years, I think he's the most improved heavyweight. Other than Fury, I think Fury's just come into his own and dominated. Other than Fury, I think Dylan White is the most improved heavyweight over the last few years.
It definitely stands out.
Those two Chisora fights were brilliant. Like I was on the edge of my seat, just backwards and forwards. Amazing. You need like Del Boy's never in a bad fight, is he?
No, yeah, Derek, obviously I've got a soft spot for him. I followed him for a long time. What have been some of your favourite Chisora fights, and where do you see him going next?
Chisora fights. I loved when he who did he spark? Who he wasn't supposed to spark.
Takam?
Takam, I loved it. I loved that. I loved the Dylan White fights. I thought he won the first Dylan White fight, to be honest. He obviously didn't win the second one because he got cleaned out. But
sparked out, yeah.
He's never in a dull fight. Like I even enjoyed him against, because that's when he got put in against Usyk, didn't he? Yeah. He just got sort of outclassed, but because he's so big and strong, he could take everything that Usyk threw at him. He's so tough. That he saw the 12 out.
Yeah, I was very impressed. I think he did better than I thought he would. But I don't want to take up too much of your time, and we'll talk in future. But last question I'll ask. I mean, we've already sort of mentioned the promotional side, trying to get your name out there. Other than sort of trying to get the Babic fight, and obviously Joe Laws has mentioned you to Eddie Hearn. Have you got any other sort of ideas in terms of how to reach people in boxing, get your name out there? I mean, obviously you've got a fan base. I know you're quite popular in Newcastle.
I've got a little bit of a little following in Newcastle. Like most people know us in the boxing scene, the circuit. But I've just got to really try and just trust in Jaffa, me manager. His words to us was, listen, we'll get you a good name for this one, beat him, and I'll get you a title shot. And he said, I'm not just saying that, I'll get you one. Obviously, he is Lewis Ritson's manager. He got him his British title, and he got him challenging for the European and stuff, didn't he?
Yeah, I've followed Whitson, yeah.
So, I mean, I believe him. And my coach, took a screenshot of the top 10 cruiserweights in the country, and he there was a list like that, and he had marks next to this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. Any one of those five, I think it was any one of those 4 or 5, will have them. And they were like the good kids, like 15-0, 14-1, like the really good kids. They deserve the rankings. So, but I haven't even looked at them what the way. He just said I'd be happy with any one of them. You'll beat any one of those, and then we'll see if we can shoot you in for a British or a Commonwealth, or even an English. I'll take an English.
No, obviously, you're ambitious. You want to achieve success, and
I'm not. Listen, I don't think I want to be any world champion. I'm 34, but I would love a British title. Who doesn't want a British? Who does want a British title? But the only thing is, you've got to fight 4 times to keep it. Yeah, you win that. You win the Commonwealth once. You get to keep it. So I don't know. Whatever pops up, whatever comes along, I'll try and grab it with both hands while I can. This is like, I'm 34. I've got 2-3 years left in the game, and this is the last roll of the dice for me.
I hear. I mean, it's not the easiest sport. I understand that. But whatever you do, I wish you well. I'll keep track of your career, and hopefully I get to attend some of your fights.
Spot on, yeah. Well, the next one's in end of March. It's on TV, so you'll be able to tune into it, I'm sure.
I don't think I've been to Newcastle in probably. So is it in Newcastle?
Yeah, it's at the arena.
Don't think I've been to Newcastle in about 10 years now. But I tell I'll buy a ticket. I'll come down.
Well, have a one on me. You get yourself up and come watch.
I'll come. I promise, mate. And last thing, for anyone that wants to get hold of you or come to your fights, how can they get in touch?
Instagram, Twitter, anything. I'm on both those platforms, not on Facebook. But I think I'm Rob Ismay 87 on Instagram and just Rob Ismay on Twitter.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, we'll stay in touch, and I look forward to seeing you soon, Rob. Thanks for your time, mate.
Thanks very much, mate. Thank you.
Anytime.